This is Spencer.
Hi, Spencer. This is Caitlin calling from Metro Mile Insurance Company. How are you doing?
Good. Just trying to figure this all out. So thanks for getting back to me.
Yeah, of course. Okay, so I wanted to see if it would be okay with you just to get a quick statement about the accident.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right. If it's okay with you, would you mind if I got a recorded statement?
Yeah, sure. So are you gonna ask me questions, or should I just start going whenever you tell me to?
Yeah, so basically I would just introduce myself, ask you to confirm some information, and then I'll ask you some questions.
All right. Great.
Okay, perfect. So let me just introduce myself real quick. This is Caitlin Mossman from Metro Mile Insurance Company. I'm speaking with Spencer regarding an accident that occurred recently. Today's date is April 21st, 2021, and the time is 11:38 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Spencer, could you please state your first name and spell your last name?
Spencer, Sturken.
Thank you. And then do you realize that this is on a recorded line?
Yes.
Okay. And do I have your permission to continue to record?
Yes.
All right. And then Spencer, could you just confirm your address with me?
My home address is 2002 West Central Avenue, Santa Ana, California 92704.
Perfect. And then could you confirm the date and around what time the accident happened?
The accident occurred on Sunday, April 18th, I believe around 9 p.m.
Okay. And then I have here that it happened on North Harbor Drive in San Diego. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. And then could you just kind of describe the scene to me, like how many lanes there are, traffic conditions, things like that?
Yeah, sure. I can't be sure on the number of lanes. I know there are at least 3, and I was in the leftmost lane, which was a straight lane, and I wanted to continue to go straight. There was a left-hand turn lane, which was backed up far enough. The light hadn't turned green yet. It was backed up far enough where it was blocking the straight lane that I was in. So I decided to move out of that lane, go into another straight lane. I made that maneuver, and then as soon as I passed those cars, I went back into the lane that I was originally in, and there was a Toyota Tundra behind me at the time who was doing the same maneuver, and I think it was an act of road rage where he decided that maybe we cut him off when we both tried to make the same maneuver, but there was no contact at the time. And so once I went back into the other lane, he sped past me way above the speed limit, and I believe tried to cut me off and like maybe do a brake check, like to show me that he was pissed off or something. And so he didn't, I guess, read the distance correctly, and when he tried to cut me off, he actually hit the front right part of the Jetta that we were driving with the back left part of his big truck, and he continued to drive off, and so we thought it was a hit and run, and we actually called the San Diego Police Department to report it, and we were following him, but the police department said not to do that, it could be dangerous. But then finally he pulled over, and so we pulled up behind him and parked, and we said, like, did you even realize that you hit us? Like, what were you doing? And he said that he did not know that he hit us, which I don't know how you can not know that you crash into a car. But he had only stopped because his tire was flat. That's when he claimed that he pulled over. So according to him, he was unaware that he made contact with our vehicle, and he stopped because his tire was flat. And so I took pictures of his back left of his truck that he hit our car with, and obviously took pictures of our car. And I'm more than happy to share more pictures if necessary. I took pictures during the day the next morning on my phone of what the car looks like, better pictures than 9 p.m. at night when everything was frantic. But that's basically what happened. He claimed that he didn't know that he hit us. He was the one that switched lanes into us, and obviously there's damage on both vehicles. We were still able to drive home, which was great, but now the car is just sitting in the driveway, and we want to get this taken care of as soon as possible.
Okay. All right, perfect. And then would you mind if I asked what the purpose of your trip was, like where you're going to at the time?
Yeah, so we were leaving the airport.
Okay. All right. And then just want to make sure there weren't any additional vehicles or property involved other than the 2 vehicles?
Just those 2 vehicles.
All right. perfect. Okay, and then I got the photos you sent over. Your vehicle didn't happen to have any kind of like dash cam video footage by chance?
No, unfortunately.
Okay. All right. And then as far as passengers, I believe I've got 3 passengers here, Rob, Ashton, and Jennifer. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And then were you or any of your passengers injured at all from the accident?
No, I mean it was, swipe contact. The airbags did not deploy. There was no shattered glass or anything. We were all fine. We were all just upset that this driver hit us and then drove off afterwards.
Okay. All right. And then did you have any child car seats in your vehicle?
No.
Okay. All right. So I think that that's mainly all the questions I have. Before I get over to your coverages and repairs, was there anything that you wanted to add that I might have missed?
I don't think so. It's just that I mainly want to point out that the other driver claims that he wasn't aware that he hit a car, which I don't know how that's physically possible when you're going 40 plus miles per hour to not know that you hit
Mm-hmm.
somebody. So I just want to make that very clear.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Okay. So then let me just pull up your coverages here real quick. Okay. So this would fall under collision. You do have collision coverage with a $500 deductible. There's kind of 2 ways that we can go about that. So if you wanted to go through Metromile, then you would just pay the deductible directly to the body shop once repairs are completed, and we'll cover all the costs above that. And then we would attempt to recover those costs from his insurance company and reimburse your deductible. The other option would be if you wanted to go through his insurance company, which is Wawanesa, and if they accept liability, then they'll handle all the damages and costs and everything like that. But I was going to say too, I did try and speak with Wawanesa. I got sent to their voicemail, so I'm not sure if they have accepted liability yet. But I did get to speak with the driver of the other vehicle, and he did admit that he hit your vehicle, so I'm guessing that they should be accepting liability.
Okay, great.
And then also just want to let you know, it does look like we will be denying liability for this one. And then also, I see here that you chose the dealer service as your body shop. Is that the one you want to use for an estimate and repairs?
Yes, we've used them in the past, and they're actually family friends.
Okay, perfect. So we did send over the assignment to them basically just with all the claim information. So once we get the estimate from them, it'll upload automatically and we'll send a copy over to you and to the body shop. And then I know you said your vehicle was drivable from the scene. Is it still drivable or would you need it to be towed to the body shop?
I haven't tried driving it, but I have no reason to believe it's not drivable. I mean, we drove all the way back from the airport to home, and we didn't have any issues then, so I think that we can definitely drive it to the body shop.
Okay, perfect. All right. Well then, do you know if you were wanting to go through Metromile or if you were wanting to go through his insurance company?
I have a question for you. How does it work? Like,
Mhm.
if I just take it to the shop, like, can I get my car fixed now as soon as possible, regardless of which one I choose?
Yeah, so if you wanted to get your car fixed as soon as possible, you would most likely want to go through Metromile just because we could right now, we could send the payment over to the body shop once we get the estimate back. Whereas if you wanted to go through the other insurance company, they wouldn't pay for the repairs until they accept liability. So it could be a little bit of a longer process. But as far as the estimate, you can get that done regardless of who you want to go through. But in order
And
for you to get oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to ask, like you said, it would take a longer time, but is it just a shot in the dark? Like, you have no idea how long it will take them to, accept liability or payment?
Mhm. Yeah, so typically, most of the time they just want to get a statement from their driver and then get a statement from you if they can, and that's usually what they use to determine their liability. And so right now we're just kind of pending if they might have accepted liability already. I just haven't been able to get in contact with the adjuster. I have left him a couple of voicemails, so I'm just not sure if they accepted yet. But since their driver did basically say to me that he hit your vehicle, I'm assuming they would be accepting liability pretty soon, unless they have some kind of like coverage issue on their end. But typically, I would say if they were able to get a statement from their driver, it should be maybe a week at the latest.